Hello everybody and welcome to day 2 of your 7-day Flow with Soph journey. Today's theme is Ignite, so we're going to be lighting a little fire in the core. But before we do that, just take a moment to settle in a comfortable seat and just notice your breath. Inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth as you take a side bend over to the right, back through centre and take a side bend over to the left. Again, leaning over to the right, stretching out through the side waist, leaning over to the left. Bring the palms to the knees and we're going to start to draw circles with the spine. So inhale, bring the heart forward, open up through the chest, and exhale, round through the spine, bring the chin to the chest. Drawing circles in this seated position with the spine just to warm up. Reverse that circle when you're ready, so inhale, we smooth the heart forward, and exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. One more round with your breath, and slowly roll it back to centre. And we're going to come now to an all fours position, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. We're going to now extend the left arm and the right leg and then bring it into centre. So inhale to extend and exhale to contract. Squeeze through the core. Inhale, extend the fingers and toes. Exhale, contract. Gorgeous. Now we're just going to extend that right leg and take some little pulses. Engage that core. This is so great for the glute. Inhaling and exhaling and bring it back to centre. Take a breath to prepare. And now we're going to take it to the other side. So extend the right arm and left leg and then bring it in on your exhale. So it's inhale to expand the arm and leg and exhale to contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract the core. Put that palm down and we're just going to pulse with that leg for a few breath cycles. This is so great for the glute, as I say. Bring it back down to all fours. Curl the toes under and press it back to a downward facing dog. Pedal out through the heels and stretch through the backs of the legs. Gorgeous. Ripple the spine forward now to a plank position. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. So inhale, ripple the spine forward, come onto the toes for plank. Exhale, press back to a downward dog, ground through the heels. Inhale, ripple the spine forward to plank. Breathe here. Hold that strong plank position. You've got it. Lower all the way to the knees. Knees as wide as the mat, toes together for an extended child's pose for one breath cycle. In and out. Opening up through the shoulders. Press back up now to all fours and meet me in your strong plank position. Exhale, we bring right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, left knee. So on the exhale, we bring the knee in towards the chest. Really contract through the spine, contract through the abs, Take this at your own pace. So on the exhale, we contract. Inhale, send it back to plank. Keep it going. Now we're just going to march it out. Maybe pick up the pace here. Igniting a little fire in the core, creating stability in that core centre, so important. And slowly drop down the hips into cobra to open the chest. Come through a child's pose and meet me back in a nice seated position. Take your time getting there. Now we're going to come to all fours and send it back to a strong plank position once again. Drop the hips over to the right, back to center, over to the left. So inhale to center, exhale, drop those hips to one side. Make sure you're keeping that core connected as you do this, a little salsa hips. And now we're going to take it over to the right for our side plank. You could have the foot in front as a little kickstand if you need. Breathe deep here, lift that hip. Exhale, back through center. Now we're going to take that side plank over to the left. Lift the hips, engage that core. Open up through the chest and breathe deep here. Exhale, back to strong plank position. And just marching those knees in. Once again, mindful mountain climbers here, take it at your own pace. And send it back to downward dog. Inhale and exhale as you pedal through the heels. And as you're ready, inhale, we lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. So inhale, kick that right leg up for a three-legged dog, and exhale, contract the core, knee to nose. Inhale, lift that leg. Exhale, contract. Step it back to a nice strong plank position. Back to down dog, and then we take it to the other side. So left leg goes up. Exhale, contract. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, contract. Inhale, left leg towards the sky. Exhale, squeeze that core and contract. Lower all the way to the knees and press it back to a child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Feeling that fire in the core. Press it back up now. And we're going to take it to a seated position on the mat. And we're going to lean back, engage that core, tuck the pelvis under and begin to lift the legs up to a tabletop position. Bring the elbows under the shoulders if you need, and we're going to exhale, extend one leg, bring it back to center, exhale the other leg. So exhale, extend that leg, inhale to bring it back to tabletop position. Maybe we bring the palms to face the sky as we do this. Exhale, extend, inhale, bend, hold that position and bring it back to a comfortable seat. Gorgeous. Extend the legs out long. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, reach towards the toes for a forward fold. Point or flex the feet here. Maybe you have a generous bend in the knees to get into that low back. And just breathe here, rocking the head from side to side to release any tension. Roll back up through the spine. And now we're going to meet flat on our backs. Hug the knees into the chest for a breath cycle here. Feeling that massage on the low back before we bring the feet to plant onto the earth. Feel your feet on the earth here before we get started, and then slowly lift the legs to a tabletop position and bring the elbows wide behind the head. Exhale, extend the right leg to touch the mat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back to tabletop. Keep going with your own breath at your own pace here. Make sure you're keeping that low back on the mat to engage the core. Option to lift the head, neck and shoulders, but keep the shoulders relaxed. Squeeze the core, no tension through the neck here. Exhale, extend. Inhale, back to table. You don't have to have the head, neck and shoulders lifted here. This is just an extra little challenge if you want to create even more of a fire in the core. Now we're going to hold here, maybe extend the arms, palms facing the sky, and slowly release back down to the earth. Gorgeous. Just breathe here, we're not quite done. So bring the legs up to face the sky, straighten those legs as much as you can. Maybe take the head, neck and shoulders up, and we're going to exhale, drop one leg down to the mat. inhale, bring it back up towards the sky. So it's like alternating scissors, but this version is a lot slower than what you're probably used to really feel that connection to the low abs. Make sure that low back is staying in contact with the mat the whole time. So if that means your leg doesn't come quite as far, that's fine. Now we're just going to pulse those legs up towards your face. Exhale, 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 and slowly bring the feet back down towards the mat. Hug the knees into the chest and notice that core connection that you've created. Gorgeous. Palms are going to come back behind the head, neck and shoulders. Bring the knees back to tabletop, and we're just going to take some very slow bicycles. So you'll definitely be familiar with this move, but if not, we're just bringing opposite knee to opposite elbow, contracting through that core. Exhale on the contraction and inhale back to center. Take it really slow to really feel what's going on in those obliques, in those low abs. Keep going. And now we're just going to switch the legs, maybe pick up the pace a little bit here. See if you can keep the head, neck and shoulders lifted. This is the last little bit of core ignition that we are going to be doing. Extend those arms up towards the sky and just hold that position for a breath and release. Maybe take a plow pose, roll it back up, and we're going to find a nice comfortable position in all fours. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Press it back to a downward facing dog. Walk the palms towards the feet for a forward fold. Slowly roll up through the spine. Inhale, extend the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, back to the forward fold, and we walk it out to a strong plank. I know I said we were done. 2 mountain climbers in plank. Walk it back to the forward fold. Roll the spine up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk it back to plank. 2 mountain climbers. You've got it. Keep going. Back to the plank. And slowly lower all the way to the knees. Press back to a child's pose. Gorgeous work. Inhale and exhale here. Drop the hips into a nice cobra, taking the gaze from left to right, stretching out through those abdominal muscles. And we're just going to bring it back now to a nice comfortable seat in the center of the mat. Great work today, lighting a little fire in the belly on day 2 of this journey. Going to help support us through the rest of our practices together. Sit up nice and tall, and we'll take one final inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed today's practice.